Part of being emotionally secure in your relationship is being able to have hard conversations, being open and honest, whether it hurts my feelings or not. And so when a lot of people are like, I don't want to ask that, I don't want to talk about that, that's just, it's like, oh, I don't know. That tells me that you may not have an emotionally available partner. And you're just settling with whatever they give you, which might be meeting certain needs, but not meeting other needs. But you want them so bad, which is dangerous. You want them so bad that you're willing to take whatever they give you. That's dangerous. I don't care who they are. That's dangerous. What's up, family? It's your girl, Samantha Lee, and you guys, we are talking about these dating streets. And one of the things, this is the biggest issue that I'm seeing in these dating streets. I'm going to give you guys some tips on how to point these things out so that you don't waste your time. Okay, so I want you guys to stay tuned. But before I get into that, there's some things I want to put on your radar. Number one, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button right there. We are putting out content almost daily, and we're having conversations weekly, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we are trying to bridge the gap that has been created in these modern dating streets. I feel like the enemy is running rampant, family, and he's trying to keep men and women relationships from forming by putting out rhetoric out here in the world that is just creating this division between us when we're so much stronger together. So we're having these conversations. We're trying to uncover it. So please be a part of this fast growing Game Changer Nation. Number two is that we have an ebook that's pinned in the comments below. It's a free gift from me to you, an ebook that I wrote called Finding the Perfect Match. Finding your perfect match, avoiding the wrong women, tells you what to look for and what to look out for. So go ahead and do that. When you do that and you get that free gift, you will be a part of my email list where you'll be updated on all things Love Samantha Lee, whether I'm traveling, whether I'm coaching, whether it's emails, prayers, things that God has put on my spirit, you'll know. So go ahead and be a part of my fast growing Game Changer Nation. Third thing is hit the like button. Just go ahead, hit the like button with a little thumbs up. Go ahead and do that. Okay, that helps us so much, family, and we would love for you to do that for us because it helps us get into the algorithm. So anyway, guys, that's all I have to say about that. So let's get into what we're actually here to talk about. The biggest issue that I see with dating today, drum roll. That's a weak drum, right? Biggest issue that I'm seeing with dating today is that we have a lot of people that have not chosen to really take the time to heal. And therefore and wherefore are going into relationships and they are not emotionally available. Okay. And when I say emotionally available, I mean, I think that a lot of people, they like the idea of being with someone they're attracted to. They like the idea of going on dates and being, being sexual and, having this companionship and hanging out on Friday nights and watching movies alone, together and cuddled up and all this other stuff and having somebody to text and call every day. Like that type of stuff is great. But when it comes down to actually being in a relationship and being vulnerable and being open and thinking about the future with somebody, they shy away from those kind of conversations. They don't really want to be in no type of relationship. They're not really ready for that. And I think a lot of that comes down to emotional availability. Emotional availability, I think, or the unavailability comes from not really healing from past relationships. Sometimes people are, going from relationship to relationship and they're just trying to fill in the space. They don't like being alone. So they would rather be up under somebody, not committed to them, than to just be by themselves, or committed to them and not really on a superficial level, but not really engaged in the way that they need to be for this to be a substantial or a real relationship where it's going somewhere. Some people be in relationships just to be in relationships, not because they actually see a future with anybody. They just doing this to do it. And then there's people that are like, listen, I'm avoiding relationships like the plague. I don't want to be committed. I want to do my own thing. I don't want to answer to nobody. And that's fine. And that's dandy. But I think a lot of times people are not upfront about that being where they are. And then sometimes they are upfront about that being where they are. And then the other party is deciding to engage anyway, knowing that this person is not willing to give them what they want. But they were like, oh, well, maybe they changed their mind. They're saying that now. But once they experience our energy, they're going to want to be. No, like y'all, I've saved myself a lot of heartbreak. I'm sure that when somebody tells me who they are, I believe them. Somebody shows me who they are, I believe them. I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you that this is the way to go, that I'm this, that I'm that. No. If that's where you are, I got you. I leave you right there. I accept you for your truth. And I'm not going to try to move the needle. I'm not going to try to convince you of otherwise. I'm going to leave you right there. And I'm going to trust that. I think a lot of us, we want something so badly that we're willing to take whatever, just because this person is, maybe their resume, maybe the outside, the external is so much of what we want that we're just like, oh, I don't care what this costs me. I want that. And I feel like that's a very dangerous place to be, because you have all these standards for other people, but when it comes down to your type or it comes down to your preference, there's all the standards go out the window. And we're just moving out of fear of loss. Like, okay, if I don't do this, or if I don't move this way, if I don't compromise myself in this way, then I'm going to lose this opportunity. I'm here to tell you, like, I don't give what I can't rectify afterwards, right? If there's something that is meaningful to me and I give it just to keep somebody in my life, and then I don't get anything from this, like, this doesn't amount to what I want this to be, but I gave something that was meaningful to something that didn't amount to anything, I know I'm going to suffer from cognitive dissonance. I'm going to experience stress and anxiety because I gave something that I can't get back. So I don't give what I can't get back. I just don't. If I count the cost and it's like, you know what, that's just too much, I'm not going to do it. Because at the end of the day, I think a lot of us are moving off of really what the media is telling us. And it's causing a lot of fear. It's causing a lot of separation. It's causing a lot of toxic narratives that are just being pushed around. And we're not doing enough healing to be emotional available, to have the relationships that we all desire to have. Right? But again, I'm not here to tap dance and make somebody emotionally available. If that's something that they have to go between, themselves and God, and themselves and a therapist, or themselves with themselves, and be like, listen, what do I ultimately want in my life? And am I willing to put some certain things aside and open myself in certain ways to be able to receive the connection that I desire? And that's hard, y'all. If you've spent your time just playing defense around your heart, it's going to be hard to open yourself up in that way. And so here's some signs of emotional unavailability. One of the things that I really want to hone in on is that when somebody is emotionally unavailable, they don't want to have the hard conversations. They don't want to talk about the direction of this relationship. They don't want to talk about the future. Marriage is like, I've been in situations where it's like marriage is like such a far off thought, or there's such a hesitation. There's such a negative thing about it. It's like you feel uncomfortable even bringing up certain conversations. Like, there are people that be like, I don't want to ask him about a relationship because I just feel, if you feel uncomfortable having real conversations, that's not your person. If you feel uncomfortable asking them about what the direction is of your relationship and defining it, and y'all been rocking for a period of time, and you still don't feel like and you sleeping together, even at that, and you don't feel like you can ask them, hey, what are we? Is this a relationship? Are we headed towards a relationship? Like, if you can't do that, but you can allow somebody to enter into your body, that's a problem. But that's also showing you that person is not emotionally available, because you still feel insecure about having hard conversations. Part of being emotionally secure in your relationship is being able to have hard conversations, being open and honest, whether it hurts my feelings or not. And so when a lot of people are like, I don't want to ask that, I don't want to talk about that, it's like, oh, I don't know. That tells me that you may not have an emotionally available partner. And you're just settling with whatever they give you, which might be meeting certain needs, but not meeting other needs. But you want them so bad, which is dangerous. You want them so bad that you're willing to take whatever they give you. That's dangerous. I don't care who they are. That's dangerous. Another sign is basically looking at how they respond. I think responsiveness is very indicative. Your communication patterns with this person, they're all in, they're all out, they're all in, they're all out. You don't know. I like stability, y'all. I like consistency. And so when someone's inconsistent, that's one sign to me. Of course, in the beginning, we're just getting to know each other. Cool. But over time, inconsistency to me shows that The Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all of his ways. And so if someone is not really sure about whether they're coming or whether they're going, it's going to be very hard for you to have a relationship with that type of person because they're not where their head is at. They're all over the place. And I'm looking for a good leader. I don't know about y'all, but I'm looking for a good leader. And I think men, you're looking for a woman who wants to be led. And so if somebody is not sure about where they stand and what's going on, it's going to cause chaos and confusion that doesn't need to be there. That goes to my third sign. If you're feeling insecure, if there's a sense of insecurity about what your relationship is, what is it? What are we doing? What, like that type of, y'all know. If you're feeling insecure, if you're feeling, you're not even secure in what y'all have. If there's a sense of confusion about what this is and what are we doing and this and that, if it like that type of turmoil, you're probably dealing with someone who's not emotionally available. Because if someone's emotionally available, you know what page you're on. You know what this is. You know what we're doing. If you don't feel those ways, that means there's somebody in the situation that's not necessarily ready to connect with somebody. Or you're just somebody that's filling in the space until they get over their last relationship or they get into a relationship that actually means something to them. I think that insecurity and chaos, because God is not a God of chaos and confusion. That's not God. So I feel like anything that's causing you chaos and confusion, it's probably not from God. And, that's a harsh truth, even for myself to swallow at times, but it's the reality, family. I think a lot of us, we want connection so bad. We want it. We all do. In all these toxic narratives that are separating men and women and relationships in general, period, it's causing this epidemic of loneliness. We're not really connecting with people anymore. It's only superficial connections because we're only social media superficial. We're showing people what they want, what we want them to see. We're not really willing to go deep. That's a problem, family, because all of us want that deep, genuine connection. We were created to have that. And I think that this is why dating is so hard today, because we are not willing to go deep. We are very superficial, and we don't want to have those hard conversations. We don't want to be uncomfortable. And so we stay in this middle ground that does us more damage than good. Okay. So anyway, guys, that's my conversation for today. I hope this helped you. I hope this gave you some tips, put you on game. Big sis got to put y'all on game now. Y'all know. All right. And if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, please comment below. Again, hit the like button. It helps us so much. And I will see you guys next week for our next episode as new things come to my spirit to talk about. All right. I love you guys, and I will see you guys soon. Hey guys, thank you for watching this video. I appreciate you guys. Go ahead, hit the subscribe button, y'all. Let's not just be every once in a while. Let's become family, okay? Friends that are family, okay? Join my family today.